Let's address the elephant in the room right away. Cell phones do not cause cancer. Despite the widespread concern, the evidence simply doesn't support the idea that using your phone can lead to cancer. This statement isn't based on wishful thinking or corporate manipulation, but on decades of scientific research and a fundamental understanding of how radiation interacts with our bodies. Scientists have conducted numerous studies, and the consensus remains clear. The fear surrounding cell phones and cancer stems from a misunderstanding of the types of radiation involved. Many people hear the word radiation and immediately think of harmful effects, but not all radiation is created equal. It's time to demystify the science and put these concerns to rest. Understanding the difference between ionizing and non-ionizing radiation is crucial. The distinction lies in their energy levels and their potential to interact with the atoms that make up our bodies. Ionizing radiation has high energy levels, while non-ionizing radiation has lower energy levels. Ionizing radiation, as its name suggests, possesses enough energy to strip electrons from atoms, creating ions. This ionization process can lead to significant changes in the atomic structure. This process can damage DNA, the blueprint of life, and potentially lead to cancer. The ionization can cause mutations in the DNA, which may disrupt normal cellular functions and lead to uncontrolled cell growth. X-rays, gamma rays, and ultraviolet UV radiation from the sun fall into this category. These types of radiation are commonly used in medical imaging and treatments, but they must be handled with care due to their potential health risks. Non-ionizing radiation, on the other hand, lacks the energy to ionize atoms. It is generally considered safer because it does not have enough energy to remove tightly bound electrons. It can excite atoms, causing them to vibrate and generate heat, but it cannot break the bonds holding electrons in place. This excitation can lead to thermal effects, which is why microwaves can heat food. This type of radiation is all around us, from the radio waves carrying our favorite songs to the microwaves heating our food. Non-ionizing radiation also includes visible light, infrared radiation, and the signals from our Wi-Fi routers and cell phones. While non-ionizing radiation is generally considered safe, it is still important to use electronic devices responsibly and be aware of exposure levels. Understanding the differences between ionizing and non-ionizing radiation helps us make informed decisions about our health and safety. Cell phones communicate using radio waves, which fall on the low-energy end of the electromagnetic spectrum. These waves are essential for our daily communication, allowing us to send texts, make calls, and browse the internet seamlessly. These waves are far too weak to ionize atoms and cause the kind of cellular damage that leads to cancer. Unlike higher energy waves, such as X-rays or gamma rays, radio waves do not have enough energy to break chemical bonds or remove tightly bound electrons. Think of it like this. Radio waves are like gentle ripples on a pond, while ionizing radiation is like a barrage of rocks. The gentle ripples spread out smoothly, causing minimal disturbance, whereas the rocks create chaotic splashes and waves. The ripples might cause the water to shimmer and move, but the rocks can break through the surface and disrupt what lies beneath. This analogy helps us understand why non-ionizing radiation, like radio waves, is generally considered safe for everyday use. It's important to remember that the energy of electromagnetic radiation is inversely proportional to its wavelength. This fundamental principle explains why different types of electromagnetic waves have varying effects on matter. This means that longer wavelengths, like radio waves, carry less energy, while shorter wavelengths, like X-rays, pack a more powerful punch. Understanding this relationship helps us appreciate the diverse applications and safety considerations of different electromagnetic waves in our technology-driven world. To further illustrate the difference in energy levels, consider a candle flame. The warmth you feel from a candle is infrared radiation, a type of non-ionizing radiation with slightly more energy than radio waves. You can hold your hand near a candle and feel its warmth without getting a sunburn because the energy levels are too low to cause ionization and damage your skin. Now, imagine holding your hand next to a lit light bulb. You'll feel a more intense heat because the light bulb emits more infrared radiation than the candle. However, even this increased exposure to infrared radiation won't give you cancer because it still lacks the energy to ionize atoms. One common misconception is that prolonged cell phone use, especially holding the phone close to your head, increases your exposure to radio waves and therefore your cancer risk. While it's true that holding your phone closer to your head increases your exposure, the levels of radio frequency radiation emitted by cell phones are far too low to pose any significant health risks. Think about it. We're surrounded by radio waves from various sources, including radio and television broadcasts, Wi-Fi routers, and even natural sources like the sun. The amount of radio frequency radiation emitted by a cell phone pales in comparison to these background levels. It's important to remember that we've always been exposed to natural sources of radio waves. The sun, the stars, and even our own planet emit radio waves as part of their natural processes. These waves are a constant presence in our environment, and our bodies have evolved to coexist with them without any adverse effects. In fact, radio waves play a crucial role in our understanding of the universe. Astronomers use radio telescopes to study distant galaxies and cosmic phenomena, revealing secrets hidden from optical telescopes. These telescopes detect the faint radio waves emitted by celestial objects, providing valuable insights into the workings of the cosmos. While radio waves are benign, other types of radiation can indeed cause cancer. High-energy radiation, such as X-rays, gamma rays, and ultraviolet radiation from the sun, have enough energy to ionize atoms and damage DNA, increasing the risk of cancer. That's why it's essential to limit our exposure to these types of radiation. Wear sunscreen and protective clothing when exposed to prolonged sunlight to minimize UV damage. Follow safety protocols when undergoing medical imaging procedures involving X-rays, and be aware of the potential risks associated with exposure to radioactive materials. It's also essential to keep the risks of cell phone radiation in perspective. We face countless potential risks in our daily lives, from crossing the street to eating unhealthy foods. The risk posed by cell phone radiation is minuscule compared to these everyday hazards. Instead of worrying about the unproven risks of cell phone use, focus on making healthy choices that can significantly impact your overall well-being. Eat a balanced diet, exercise regularly, get enough sleep, and manage stress. These lifestyle factors have a far greater impact on your health than the radio waves emitted by your cell phone. While the scientific consensus is clear that cell phones do not cause cancer, it's crucial to continue researching and monitoring potential long-term effects. Technology is constantly evolving, and it's essential to stay informed and adapt our understanding as new information becomes available. Reputable organizations like the World Health Organization and the National Cancer Institute continue to monitor and assess the potential health effects of cell phone use. These organizations provide evidence-based information and guidance, helping us make informed decisions about our health and technology use. In today's information-saturated world, it's more important than ever to approach claims with a critical eye, especially when it comes to our health. Don't just accept headlines and sensationalized reports at face value. Dig deeper, consult reputable sources, and ask questions.